What's up, YouTube? You know who it is, man. It's the Atheist Killer. Back with another video. I'm like 221 right now, looking real swole. I can't believe anyone will want to debate me right now, man. Because you will get crushed right now, man. I'm too strong for you guys right now, man. Anyways, we're going to get right into this. There's this guy named Matthew Julius. You hear me, Matthew Julius? I'm talking to you, brother. We had a little debate, right? And I'm going to get in to the key points of our debate because it really got quite funny. It goes like this. Let me get ready. All right. You see, at 1:15 of our debate, Mr. Julius claimed that he was an STE type of atheist, meaning that he accepts space and time are eternal. And then at 1:17, he outrightly admitted that there was no evidence for his position because STE has no evidence. He admitted this. Thank you, buddy. So at this point, he really just needed me to help him understand why STE was irrational and illogical, besides not having any evidence. No problem. I provided him with two of my normal demonstrations about infinite regress that every other normal human being on planet Earth accepts. But for some reason, Mr. Julius, he didn't get it. He didn't understand why, if time was eternal and had no starting point, that it never gets to the present. I tried to beat this into his head, but apparently that did not help. Either that or he was being purposely dishonest to try to get a rise out of me. Because, you know, it's well known on YouTube and other places that you can't get a rise out of me. If you get me excited and you lie or be dishonest or won't answer questions, I will get excited at you. So whatever the case, I think that eventually he got the hint because I had all my facts in order and I would not let him scramble off topic. So at 1:42 of our debate, Mr. Julius then makes the claim that in his option, time had a starting point. That's what he said. Time had a starting point at 1:42. But then at 1:52, he goes on to contradict himself and claim time always was. The way his brain lacks focus is really quite disgusting. Debating someone like this who contradicts himself every other 5 minutes becomes a very tedious process. Almost like talking to a person with Alzheimer's. So it's almost like talking to a dude with Alzheimer's. But check it out. The fact is, if time had a starting point, then you have to accept the SCP-NCEU option or the UC option. And STE would not suit you at all. But remember, he said he was an STE in the beginning. So that's another contradiction. Although I think this one was unintentional. Anyway, once Mr. Julius figured out he was digging himself an even deeper hole, is when he tried to flip it up on me. He tried to flip the script on you, boy. Like I wouldn't notice? Really? Come on, man. So at the 1:52 mark, he tried to change his whole story. And now he tried to make the claim that time always was, and thus falling back into the STE category. It was really sad and almost made me feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for you, man. I've debated more than 100 people, and I don't think I've ever felt sorry for one of my opponents. So once Mr. Julius started to realize that STE was in fact irrational and illogical, he then began to change his strategy. And he tried to attack the UC option, saying God cannot be timeless because space and events apply to God in the same way it would apply to his third option. He brought up the fact that God has thoughts, and that would be events. And he didn't understand why God can create simultaneously without there being any time before the moment of creation, as opposed to why the first point of the universe cannot create itself simultaneously without there being any time prior to the event? The answer, Mr. Julius, I went over it with you in the debate, and it's really quite simple, man. It's really simple. I'm a football player, and I could tell you what the answer is. Where was it? Where did I put it? God, by definition, is spaceless and timeless. There is no space and there are no events happening until the moment of creation. Do you understand? Thus, there is no time before that. But in your option, Mr. Julius, there are both space and events. And therefore, there is time, and your option faces the problem of infinite regress, making it irrational and illogical. And to answer his question about God's thoughts being events, come on, man. Are you serious? This is all covered in my other videos. God is all-knowing. His thoughts exist all together in the same instance. There is nothing that God does not know. So there is no sequence of events to his thought process. So again, there is no space and no events, meaning there is no time until the moment of, you guessed it, creation. Simple, man. So then at 144 of our debate, Mr. Julius actually admits outright that my argument is valid if he accepts how I define time. Now, Mr. Julius, you must remember the Elliott argument is my argument. I invented it. So I can choose to define the acronyms and terms as I wish. Not only that, but instead of defining the terms of my argument in a very precise way to try to be biased and ensure my argument is infallible, I actually went the other way. I actually went the other direction and have chosen to be very generous with all of my terms and my definitions, defining things like time in the broadest sense, rather than giving them a narrow definition or a one-sided definition. That wouldn't be fair. I'm trying to give you all the hope that you need, man. This is so we can be fair and cover any and all concepts. So, Mr. Julius, in the end of all this, what did we learn? We learned Mr. Julius cannot defeat the Elliott argument. He doesn't like the generous way we define time, and he doesn't understand why, if there is space in events, that there must be time. We learned possibly he could have Alzheimer's, and he contradicts himself consciously and subconsciously almost once or twice every 5 minutes. So with that, Mr. Julius, I welcome you to my zoo. Have fun playing with the rest of the atheist pets in there. I love y'all, man. God bless. I'll see you soon. Chad Elliott, the Atheist Killer, man. I'm getting swole over here, baby. See you soon. Peace.